Hey guys, this is Danny from Assume Productions.
And Sebastian Nagy from Assume Productions.
And today we're actually going to talk a little bit about the IMDB top 250 list. We will not be talking about all 250 movies.
No, that would take a lot. No.
We're going to talk about the top 5.
Okay, well,
maybe top 10.
Maybe, depends on time.
Maybe top 10.
We're trying to keep these at 10 minutes long, so.
Yeah. So, alright, so I'm going to give the 10 movies, and then me and Sebastian will talk about that. So, at number 1, we have The Shawshank Redemption. Number 2, we have The Godfather. Number 3, we have The Godfather Part 2.
Beautiful. I'd clap
And
both my hands, but I'm holding a cup of coffee.
Number 4, we have The Dark Knight. Number 5, 12 Angry Men.
Never seen it.
Number 6, Schindler's List. Number 7, Pulp Fiction. Number 8, The Return of the King. That's The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. Number 9, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And number 10, Fight Club. So, what do you think? Shawshank Redemption, number 1?
I don't think it's number 1.
Who's number 1? In your list. You already know what my number 1 is. What do you think? Mine's The Godfather. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, The Godfather is my number 1. Is my number 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5.
Really?
Well, I love The Godfather.
That's a great movie. We just saw it
We just saw it in the theater to celebrate the 45th anniversary 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think it was 2 weeks ago.
So that to me is the number 1. I know that there's a lot of debate, and look, listen, everybody will.
Honestly, for me, number 1
List.
is a movie that's not even on this top 10.
Who?
Return of the Jedi.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I loved it. It was a great movie.
Wow. A lot of people will say, not Schindler's List, like I just said 2 seconds ago. Actually, sorry, Citizen Kane.
See, that's another movie that's not on the top 10 list that should be in the top 10
And
list.
I'm actually surprised about that, though I don't think Citizen Kane is number 1. But I'm surprised Citizen Kane is not on the top 10 list.
For me, Citizen Kane would be number 2.
But yours
then Godfather.
But yours is Return of the Jedi?
It's a great movie, man.
No, like, people don't even think of that as being the best of the original trilogy.
For me...
Don't change your mind. No.
No, I'm not changing my mind.
You got it.
I am not changing my mind because for me, personally,
Yeah.
I think that's my favorite of the original. Well, obviously, it's my favorite of the original 3.
Well, yeah. Like I said, The Godfather, it's been my favorite movie since I was 14. Number 2 on the list here is The Godfather. I already said enough about that. Do you agree with it being number 2?
No.
No? Who's number 2 on your...
Citizen Kane.
Really?
Yeah. Then Godfather 3.
I would put Citizen Kane at number 2 here. So I would, so far my ranking is The Godfather and then Citizen Kane. Number 3, we have The Godfather Part 2. I actually think that that's the perfect ranking for The Godfather Part 2.
Like I just said, 3 would be freaking Godfather 1.
So you would put 3 as Godfather 1? Yeah. Okay, and I have Godfather 2. Number 4, we have The Dark Knight. Now, look, listen.
I do not agree with that.
I love that movie.
I don't think he's even top 10 for out of top.
Right. Look, listen, I love that movie. I think it's, probably the best Batman movie they've ever made. I really love Batman Returns as well. I know I'll probably catch a lot of flack for that, but I really love Batman Returns and The Dark Knight. I think they're both masterpieces, but not a top 10 movie.
No.
Once I go there, I'm going to say that probably Schindler's List would be on my 4th.
Schindler's List.
I think, to me, Schindler's List would be on.
You know what? I'm probably going to have to agree with you.
Listen, it's a movie, it's a depressing movie about the Holocaust, but it's one of those movies I can watch every year.
It's probably Spielberg's best movie.
Oh, yeah, I would say that. Number 5.
And I love Spielberg. Like, Spielberg's my best, like, the all-time favorite director, and friggin' I aspire to be a tenth of the director he is. Yeah,
Schindler's List was phenomenal. Number 5, we have 12 Angry Men.
Never seen it.
No, okay.
It's not going to even be on my top 10 if I have never seen it.
I saw 12 Angry Men years ago and I liked it. I actually thought it was pretty suspenseful. Not in the sense that, no one's going to die or anything. It's literally about 12 people, 12 jurymen who sit in the back room to deliberate a case, and everyone is for making this kid guilty, this black kid, except for one guy. And that one guy spends 2 hours trying to convince everyone why not to convict the kid. It's a great movie. That's not number 5, though.
No.
If you're going to go with number 5, I'm probably going to have to say, in my books, Apocalypse Now. Shit, eh? Am I hitting it? Am I hitting it today?
I love that film so fucking much.
I'm hitting it today.
I was gonna say Empire,
Right, yeah.
I was gonna say Empire here, but Apocalypse Now.
I'm hitting it, right?
I'm gonna go with that. See, that pushes Shawshank down and Godfather 2 for me now.
Oh, are you serious?
I still haven't listened to those guys yet, so.
Oh, okay.
But I honestly do believe Apocalypse Now is better film than Shawshank, Godfather 2, Empire, and friggin'
I love it. I can't say that it's better than Godfather Part 2. There's something really rich about that story where it interweaves 2 different generations. I don't know.
Beautiful film. Beautiful film.
So, number 6, Schindler's List, which we already discussed that. I think we both thought it was number 4.
I believe that we both
said thought it was number 4. What would be number 6 then? For you?
Empire, because it got
Empire?
5.
I'm going to go old school again. I'm probably going to say Casablanca. Listen, people are going to say I'm a whore for old movies, or that I'm trying to, suck up to the AFI, because this is their rant. The top 10 is filled with these movies I'm mentioning.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's a phenomenal movie. I think it's great. I think it's great love story. I mean, everybody knows, hey, here's looking at you, kid, and get on that plane all of a sudden. Also, great World War II story with the Nazis. I don't know what's not to like about that movie. I think that more emphasis should be put on that movie because I think it's great all around. Acting, writing, the directing, everything is near perfect with that movie. And did you say what your number 6 was?
Yeah, I said
it was Empire, right?
It was Empire.
Number 7, Pulp Fiction.
Ooh, it's not top 10 for me.
I'm a Tarantino fan, but no, it's not a top 10 movie.
Maybe top 25, but not top 10.
So who do you give number 7 to? Difficult question, right?
It's a very, very difficult
now
question.
You got a job.
Because I got a whole bunch of movies that we're sliding down the list.
We're sliding down. It's starting to get a little more difficult, right?
Godfather 2.
Really? I'll give that low?
Yeah.
Holy
I'll give it 7.
All right, I'm going to say something that's probably going to be a shock to a lot of people. It's a Wonderful Life.
Never seen it.
No?
Never seen it.
Oh, every Christmas Eve I watch that movie since I was 16 years old. It's become a tradition. Hey, listen, it's got that well-known ending. Every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings. You can't see.
I heard the line, just never seen
it. Yeah, dude, it's worth it. I think it's a great movie. I think there's a lot of character building in that movie before you get to what... The famous part of this movie is he wishes he was dead, and so an angel shows what life would be like. That's really just the last quarter of the movie. The first 3 quarters of the movie, they're really building up this character and really building the world around him.
Yeah.
So that when you finally do get to the last fourth of the movie, it's so much more of a gut punch to see how this town disintegrates if this one person won alive. So now we're going to number 8, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King.
I'm going to go off the charts on this one.
What are you going to say?
Saving Private Ryan. Best war movie ever made.
Oh, we were Apocalypse Now.
Second
best war movie ever made?
Yeah, second best war movie. Honestly, I'm half asleep. Second best war movie ever made.
All right,
Because obviously, freaking Apocalypse Now is...
I'm probably going to give in on you right now and say that I believe Empire Strikes Back is number 8 on the list.
Oh.
You know what? You can't go wrong. It was the second Star Wars film, but it truly is a masterpiece.
Oh, it is.
Clerks did a whole scene. You watched Clerks last night.
God.
They did that whole scene at the end about how Empire's great because it's like real life. You know, it's a series of downers. Like, phenomenal, right?
It's a great movie, even though...
Which one now, Clerks or Empire?
Well, both movies are great. Both are great movies. Clerks is not top 10. I'm not saying it's not, but it's a great movie.
Yeah, it's great.
I mean, if you're talking about top 10 comedies, then Clerks is right up there.
Number 9, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
No.
No?
No. I've seen it one time in my life, and I fell asleep halfway.
I'm going to say that I'll keep that as my number 9. I love that movie.
Wow.
I love it. I don't know. You know, I saw that movie when I was first probably 10 or 11 years old in Portugal. My neighbor, he was a close friend of mine, my neighbor there. I was born here, by the way, but when I would go there on vacation, my neighbor had this on VHS. They recorded off TV there in Portugal. So that's how I watched it for the first time with the Portuguese Portuguese translation at the bottom. They spoke in English, Portuguese translation at the bottom. And I remember watching that, and at first I thought, no, I don't want to watch boring Western. That it absolutely blew my mind away. Absolutely blew my mind away.
Interesting.
What was your number 9 again?
I didn't say one yet.
What's your number 9?
Return of the King.
Return of the King. Oh, it's a little spot there. All right, so going with number 10, we have Fight Club. What do you think about Fight Club?
Good movie, just not top 10.
Not a top 10.
It's within the top 30, I guess, but not.
Well, I still don't know if it's in the top 30, but it's a great movie, and I love Fincher.
I'm saying I guess it's in the top 30, but like if I literally sat down and did a top 50, it'd probably be top 50, but not top 30.
So what would be your number 10?
Jaws.
Jaws, eh?
Without even thinking, it's Jaws.
Wow.
And I love Spielberg, like I said, but Jaws, when it first came out, it was such it hit people so much that they were afraid to go in water, even if it was a lake. There's no sharks in it. People didn't want to get in water because they were afraid of sharks.
What if I told you that I would say Braveheart is my 10th favorite?
I'd be shocked.
Really?
I'd be.
I'm probably going to have to go with Braveheart. I don't know, man. I mean...
Some of these movies I'm looking at down the list here,
are not bad.
I do not agree with them being so high.
I see Goodfellas here, number 17, and I think I would do it a little bit higher. See, that's the problem. Once I start getting...
Goodfellas would be a lot higher. Inception wouldn't be as high as... It's a great movie. I love that movie, but The Matrix at 18...
Yeah. Oh, look, they have Casablanca at 33, and that was what was that?
They're saying The Matrix is a better film than Casablanca?
It doesn't make sense. Some of this list doesn't make sense. Some of it doesn't make sense. Look, I see Gladiator at 46.
Interstellar at 32. Good movie.
Dude,
but not
Apocalypse Now is number 50.
Hey, look, Saving Private Ryan at 29.
I don't agree. The problem with these top 10 lists is once you start getting to the end of the list,
Terminator 2.
Movies start to blend in terms of how good they are.
Yeah.
It's for the first few, it's always going to be like Godfather, and it's always going to be Citizen Kane and Casablanca. Those are always going to be in the top 5. Always.
Usually, most people who actually are educated in film and they're actually fans of film.
Yeah.
Most people's top 5 could be interchangeable.
Right.
Some people will have this movie, Godfather 1, and some people have a 2.
Right, but they'll always be they're always going to be in the top 5. It'll always be those.
Within 1 or 2 or 3.
The problem once you get to 7, 8, 9, and 10, and especially 8, 9, and 10, is that there's about 10, 15 movies that are
competing for those top
top 3, right? Because I just said Braveheart, but Jesus Christ, I love Saving Private Ryan.
Where is it on this list?
It's 50.
Nope, Apocalypse Now is 50.
Oh, sorry, Apocalypse Now is 50. Braveheart here is that's a question. Where's Braveheart?
I'm just going to do a search here.
There's just you know what I mean.
Braveheart 75.
75. See, that's rough. I don't think Braveheart's that bad. I think it's great.
Citizen Kane is 70. Oh, you already said that, but
it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me that those kinds of movies.
They have
classics.
Wall-E ranked higher than fucking Citizen Kane.
Yeah.
Wall-E.
I do like Wall-E though.
Okay, but it's not
Like,
top 100 movie of all time. Lion King.
No.
Okay, Lion King at 49. Great movie.
I love The Lion King. I don't know,
it was
man.
great. I'm not gonna rip it.
I might stick that in the top 20 because I love The Lion
That
King.
is, it's high. It's high up there. I don't agree at 49. I agree. I think it should be like higher, like 25. 26.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm with you.
know?
I would say this is the top 20. I love The Lion King. I'm a 32-year-old
Back to the
man
Future
who
at 44.
loves Lion King.
Back to Future at 44 has to be higher.
Yeah, Back to the
Has to
Future
be
is
higher.
really
It's in the teens for me. It's around 14, 15, 16 ish of all time.
And I'm not saying, people are going to accuse us of saying that, older movies that we're stuck with thinking that older movies are great and better than newer movies. It's not the case.
It's not that. It's not
the case at all.
Just back. How do you say
We're
this?
talking about movies
How
that
do you say
actually-
this without them?
that broke the mold. That's the thing. We're talking about movies that broke the mold. Movies that went out and did something different.
No, like we're in the film industry. Like we wouldn't be in it if we thought that like films these days had no hope.
Well, there are a lot of movies these days that.
No,
that
yeah,
are
well, there's a
heartless.
ton of them. Right now, obviously, the industry has shifted to caring more about the money than the actual product.
Tent pole features. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing that in the 90s, the late 90s, early 2000s, they were still doing the good artsy films,
Yeah.
But now it's more like, what kind of story can we make the most money out of?
Right. Yeah. There's too much of these tentpole features. In the summer especially, you're barely ever gonna get anything.
Like I remember way back then, like when I was growing up, like in the late 90s, early 2000s. I remember when the phrase "summer blockbuster" actually meant something.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I
remember actually going to those old school movie theaters. It was like $5 to enter the fucking theater and getting popcorn and being excited to see this film. I mean, there are films that you're excited about, new Star Wars and so on and so forth. There are some films, but I remember back then, as soon as July 1st hit, or July 4th, sorry, the July 4th weekend was the big weekend where all the big films came out.
Do you notice it's starting earlier and earlier each year?
Yep. Yeah. Like
Earlier
this,
and earlier.
they had Wonder Woman.
It's funny because we're talking about how it's starting earlier and earlier. January, February, and March were always considered the dumping ground for movies.
Yep.
But last year, or was it 2 years ago, we got Deadpool.
Yep. Deadpool.
This year we got Logan.
Yep.
Like, when did February become a movie to release? When did February become the month where good movies came out? Like, when did that start happening?
I don't know. It's.
Are we getting to a point where, like, summer blockbusters are no longer just in the summer?
Yeah. Soon it's going to be the winter blockbuster.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, there was.
I mean, technically, December also falls under that, but they always had some big films coming around Christmas, right?
Yeah, but those are the Academy contenders. Like to me, I always broke it up into 3 sections.
Yep.
Okay, so you had your January to March, April, which was the dumping ground for terrible movies.
Yeah.
You had your May to September, which was your summer blockbusters, and your October to December was all your Academy Award the contenders.
Yeah.
That's how I always broke it up. It doesn't feel like it's that way anymore. I feel like the summer blockbuster is expanding itself. Starting earlier, staying a little later.
Yep. They're extending it, even though some of these films, well, not some, most of them, have if they came out in the later part of the 90s and early parts of the 2000s, if they came out back then, they wouldn't be coming out in
everything
summer.
was
They wouldn't come out in summer.
Your back then, your Will Smith blockbuster movie was coming out July 4th.
Yeah.
Independence Day, July 4th.
Yeah.
Men in Black came out around the same time. It
Yep.
was early July
Yeah.
July 1st or July 2nd. I mean, that's when you were Wild Wild West, horrible movie. Wild Wild West came out early July as well. Like that was the peak. Not anymore.
Now I got the song stuck in my head.
Wild Wild West.
Oh,
now, like we've already had. Look, listen, we're still in June. We're halfway through June, but we've already had Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep.
We've already had Pirates of the Caribbean. We've already had Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
What's
What's coming out that actually, other than Star Wars,
But it's already started early.
Name me one film that actually people actually wanted to see it. That's coming out between now and Star Wars.
Thor Ragnarok is one. War for the Planet of the Apes, which I'm super excited for.
I didn't like the last one.
I love the last one.
I hated the last
I
one.
loved it.
Whatever. We're not going to get into that one because we could go into an hour podcast.
Yeah.
But other than a handful of films, like Dunkirk. Oh my god. Dunkirk's going to be amazing.
Dunkirk, yeah.
Dunkirk is going to be one of the. I think from the trailer, because the trailers are supposed to catch your attention.
Yeah.
But if the movie is as good as the trailer, it might finish like as one of the better war films of all time.
Well, that's the one thing about Christopher Nolan is he'll make these big spectacles, but they're movies that have heart and usually have good character development.
Yep.
So yeah,
I'm really looking for. Honestly, Dunkirk for me might be a VIP film.
Yeah, I think it
might be a
film,
VIP.
Yeah.
Like I'll pay attention to the reviews and all that before I actually make a decision on that. But from the trailer, I actually most likely going to watch it.
Yeah, a VIP. But when we say VIP movie, we mean we're going to pay an extra $10 to be able to sit in a
reclining chair. And they bring like
the popcorn and
and all that. Yeah, and they have alcohol.
It's big leather reclining seats. Yeah. They have alcohol. And there's only probably about 30 people in there.
Yeah, so it's a lot. And no one's like loud because there's no kids.
No 19 or under. It's 19 or over.
Yeah,
so that's what we mean. We pay extra $10 for the luxury of being able.
Everyone is quiet during the films, and no one's talking because everyone's paying extra $10. So we're not making.
Yeah, it's definitely a VIP for me. But once again, like I said, 15 years ago, like when I was going to the movies 20 years ago, you didn't really have big tent poles in April, May.
No. And
barely in June.
Yep.
It's starting earlier this year and it's going later.
Yep.
So I don't know. Okay. So a couple of years ago, Mad Max came out, Fury Road, which is the kind of movie everybody had been yelling about. They wanted not just a regular tentpole movie, but something that had something to say. Something with a good message to it, with good acting.
Yeah.
It was it was a great role for Charlize Theron. She really was the heart of the movie.
Yeah, she was.
And it made $375 million. And sure, it made back its money.
Yeah.
But how can a great movie like Fury Road, Mad Max Fury Road, only make $375 million, but you got these Transformers movies which are making $1 billion, and what did it really come on? After you've seen number one, you've seen the rest.
Yeah, they're the same thing.
Right?
They're the same thing.
I don't know. Well, that's. I think that's.
Yeah.
We've gone a little further than the IMDb top 10 list. What do you think?
Yeah, we went beyond that, but it's a topic that we could talk about for hours and days.
And we'll trust me. We'll be revisiting this topic at the end of the year.
Oh, guaranteed.
When we discuss the bombs and the
bombs
and the winners and the winners and the losers of the year.
Yeah, the winners and the losers. It's a topic that you can never get to the bottom of.
And you'll also get to hear us review most of the big tentpole movies this year because I think we're going to Thor Ragnarok, right? When it comes out.
Well, yeah.
And I'm definitely going to the Planet of the Apes one.
I'll go watch it. I'll probably get disappointed by it. Well, I can't be disappointed by a movie that I don't have high expectations for. So.
Well, hey, listen. Let me tell you, VIP. That one's definitely a VIP for me.
I'll pay the extra $10. I mean,
Mr. Movie.
Mr. Movie. Mr. Movie money.
Mr. Grip.
Mr. Grip.
A grip with no jet ski ain't no grip at all.
I don't have a jet ski, so I'm not a grip.
All right, so I guess we're wrapping it up.
I guess so.
Costa.
Sebastian Megan.
And you guys have a good one.